I've been into motorcycles all my life. Since I was a child, whenever there's a motorcycle, I just look, I stare. My parents would lose me looking at the bike. And when I first got on a motorcycle in Lebanon, I grew up in Jordan. So I went behind my sister's boyfriend. And the minute he took off, I said, I need to be driving. I don't want to be in the back. That was it. And he taught me. And since then, I've been obsessed with bikes. The feeling of the freedom, the energy, the fact that you're just on two wheels out in nature. The streets look different, the sky looked different, and I wanted to eat more miles, just eat more miles. That was my feeling. And then during COVID, I was exposed to the adventure riding. And I got to see that, my city tours and commuting by bike is not really giving it for me, because I started to watch movies. And this is when I switched from Harley to BMWs, and I took a few trainings. So once you buy a bike, an adventure bike, you enter a whole community, and then, doors open. And then when you're an adventure rider, you understand really what is the soul behind riding, rather than just leathers and bikes. And it becomes more about nature, exploring, meditating. And this is the state that I'm usually in when I'm riding long hours. I get into a meditative state, and it's so calming and soothing for me. Plus, well, you get to meet amazing people across. And then generally you are out of your comfort zone, because things will go wrong, and you adapt, and the whole agility, competency that gets groomed over the miles, over the experiences. It helps me in real life, really. When I first took my first off-road training with Touratech, they all say, just the bike goes where you look. The bike goes where you look. If you look at the stone, you're gonna go into the stone. If you look into the puddle, you're gonna go into the puddle. So my eyes are always on the helmet of the leader, and then I just let the bike go. And that concept, really, I apply it in my real life. Just eye on the goal. And, and the way they explained it to us was really clever. Said that the brain and the eye is much smarter than we know. So even from looking at you, I can see what's around me, and I'm navigating unconsciously, and really that helps me with my work, with my family, just to really be laser focused. I like that. I love it. And riding is a constant reminder and a training technique for me. I see that. Specifically Vic Falls, I think it shows me. It's not my first tour. I've done a few. I've done Scotland on my own, solo, not with a group, nothing. I just rented a motorcycle and created my own route. And that was groundbreaking for me, just to be driving on the left side of the road. It was raining. I didn't know anything. I didn't know Scotland, and it was my first route. So that was a different experience. And then I enjoyed it so much. I did Thailand, I did Lebanon, I did across the Alps. I've done several. Africa has always been intriguing for me, because I love nature, I love the animals. But it's an understatement to say that I had that my expectations were remotely close to what I got to see in South Africa, in Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe. The whole, the intensity and the energy that I felt in people's faces was very grounding. I think experiencing Africa firsthand, and the way it was all designed, where you got to see, the whole, from beautiful oceans and roads in South Africa, and then you go to Namibia where it's super harsh, and then Botswana with the red fields. My God, it was nothing like I dreamt it would be. Really, for me, life as nature intended. I think I would say that. If you really want to see life as nature intended, the sunset, the sunrise, the food. But I have to say, it's mostly people's faces. The ladies that would help us with our breakfast and the lunches, and pouring our drinks. How welcoming, how warm, how happy they are. My God, I'm sitting, and I come from Dubai. Okay, we're very pampered people in a way that sometimes I'm not very proud of, because I feel less is more. But with the lifestyle that we live in, this big enterprise, which I love so much, I adapt. I miss the authenticity, the rawness of life, and to detach from materialistic things and just be. So that was Africa for me. Look, I tell you, I wanted to do. I've always wanted to see South Africa, and this is how I got to communicate with Ride Expeditions. And then I started to receive the emails about different routes, different rides, and then that came to my inbox, and it came just at the right time. And it was just, I planned it 6 weeks ahead. It was a very spontaneous decision. Within half hour, I had made my decision that I'm going to register and go. And I was just scared I wouldn't even get my visas on time. So that's how I made it. It's just because you guys kept in touch. And I kept receiving those emails. And then, yeah, I mean, communicating with you guys was very comforting. You answered all the questions. As I said, it was just, it's in my inbox. What do? I want to go. Why not? I'm very used to being the only woman in many rooms. I'm used to that. Maybe the nature of my work, my hobbies, but my experience with Ride Expeditions and being the only female was super, super cool, because they didn't treat me like the girl. And yet, because I went, when I did some other tours where the men, they all wanted to give me advice right away, and they were overly sweet, not in it wasn't friendly. I faced a lot of them, but the guys I was with, they gave me just the right amount of pampering. So I wasn't intimidated, not the word intimidated, no. But I was initially concerned that maybe they would be too fast and I would slow them down. Especially there were off-road parts. And I didn't want to pull them back. I didn't want to delay the fun or delay the schedule and be the one. But I was at par, I think. I was the one who's generally waiting for some of the other guys. And that, that confidence, you build it as you start riding and as you get familiar with the dynamic of the group, and the trust in the leader increases. So, and Donnie, and knowing Berta sir are in the back, Donnie was just amazing, and he's such an expert on the roads. He knows where the bump is. So setting expectations in the early morning, in the day, the briefing in the morning, my God, this guy, bless him. He knows these roads by heart, and that made me feel very, very safe. I want to highlight something. I think it's important for me and for other women riders to hear. There is something that unites us, I feel, as a community, as riders. There's a reason why we go on the bike and do such tours. And whether you're comfortable with men, or of course not all people are the same, but once you're on your bike, in your helmet, you're your own person and you are alone, and it's your responsibility to be safe. And if you want to communicate, you can communicate. If you want to know how to put boundaries, then you put them anyway. You need to educate males really how to treat us as well. So I wouldn't like for us to have only women. Of course, I understand dynamics, and some women will be intimidated, some are more conservative, I don't know. but it's important that we go out there and mingle because they can teach us. And really, if there is anything that I learned being a woman, a high achieving woman, if I may say that, the challenges on the road are plenty. And the only way to overcome them is to ask for help when needed and realize that doesn't undermine your value at all. It doesn't mean you're not as strong. Ask for help, follow your gut, and get the support that you need. You will feel better. They will feel proud helping you. And it becomes more fun. And this is how you create intimacy with the group. So don't try to be, I know it all, I can get it all, I don't need you. But also push yourself a little bit, but not too much, you know? That's my advice. Try to get out of your comfort zone, but ask for help. The fact that sometimes I would have to stop my bike so that a herd of zebras would pass. Like, how cool is that? Or when you wake up to the roar of a lion, or when a hippo chases you, or one time we were driving in South Africa. I forgot the name of the area where there's the sea and the white sand, and I saw the horses running. But I tell you, if I were these all moments, I mean, they're I can't express honestly how beautiful all this was. But for me, the moment that my feeling, the one that I will never forget, is really on the last day in the dinner in Zimbabwe, the celebration. We were with the drums. I was at a high that it went by. I finished it. I made it. I'm safe. And I'm gonna go back home in one piece to my son, to my family. And then we started with the drums and everything, and I was dancing with a little African kid. And I was wearing their attire, had their makeup on, because, and there was just drums everywhere. And I just carried the boy. I asked his mom, of course. And we were just going around, and I just burst out in tears. It was just something else. I try to symbolize it in this true change, let's say. Of course, it looks minute, but it applies to bigger concepts. I have a fear from insects. I don't like insects. So, the alarm thing in the room they have for the wild animals. There was a bee in my room on the first day or second day. I was this close to saying, emergency, there's a bee. Or when there's a spider, like how I would jump, I don't know, I see them, they're around, they're on me, by day, just got used to it. Probably by destination, because new destinations give you a new perspective of life. Like, I like to see new countries and explore traditions. Like, whenever we go to any restaurant in any area, I don't even look at the menu. I say, what's your specialty? I'll have it. And It was a crocodile once, and I had to have a worm once. I did that, yeah, like I lived it like a local. I go there and to eat the worm, I ask for more alcohol, but but no, and I honestly, it's very important for me now to go with a trusted agency. So I will continue to go with Red Expeditions, because really the choice of the quality of the whole experience, like, you guys didn't skim on anything. Like, I didn't feel like you were cutting costs. I'm happy to pay a premium and get the value for it.